Ok, tiếp tục với nội dung tự học về chủ đề này. Thì bây giờ mình sẽ học phần vocab.
Work permit. I had a work permit. A work permit is a piece of paper that shows you can work legally in some location. Notice the following. You must be 16 to get a work permit. I need a work permit to work overseas.
Ok, work permit là giấy phép lao động. You must be 16 to get a work permit. Nghĩa là mình sẽ chỉ nhận được giấy phép lao động khi mình đủ 16 tuổi thôi. That must have been fun.
That must have been fun. That must have been fun. We use this phrase to express interest about a person's experiences. Notice the following. I lived in Hawaii for a year. That must have been fun.
Ở đây nó nói là chúng ta sử dụng cái cụm từ này để thể hiện sự thích thú đối với trải nghiệm của một người nào đấy. Ví dụ là ở trong cái phần example ở đây, I live in Hawaii for a year. Tôi đã sống ở Hawaii một năm. That must have been fun. Điều đó thật là thú vị. Interestingly in English, I could not speak English.
Interestingly in England, I could not speak English. We use the phrase interestingly to show that something is not common or a surprise. Notice the following. Interestingly, George Washington, the father of America, did not have children. Interestingly, the Portuguese word for bread, pan, is the word for bread in most Asian languages.
Để chỉ ra rằng điều đó không phổ biến hoặc là không bất ngờ lắm. Không phổ biến hoặc is not common or a surprise. Interestingly, George Washington, the father of America, did not have children. Interestingly, the Portuguese word for bread, pan, is a word for bread in most Asian languages. Someplace.
Did you move someplace warmer? Someplace and somewhere are used to talk about places that are not specified. Notice the following. Let's go someplace fun. We should move someplace cheaper.
Someplace and somewhere are used to talk about places that are not specified. Someplace, somewhere để nói về nơi nào đó, địa điểm không được chỉ định, địa điểm không cụ thể. Certificate, kiểu giấy chứng nhận ấy.
Certificate. I got a teaching certificate. A certificate is an official.
Nó là một cái dạng văn bản để thể hiện là điều gì đó được xác nhận. Best of both worlds.
Best of both worlds. Sounds like the best of both worlds. We use the phrase the best of both worlds to show you can benefit from two things at once. Notice the following. He makes good money and has lots of vacation time. Sounds like the best of both worlds.
Nó thể hiện là mình làm cả hai việc cùng lúc mà đều gặt được nhiều cái kết quả tốt, nhiều được lợi ích tốt từ cả hai việc đấy. Ví dụ ở đây là he makes good money and has lots of vacation time. Anh ấy kiếm rất là nhiều tiền nhưng vẫn có nhiều thời gian để đi du lịch, đi nghỉ mát. Thì mình sẽ nói cái này mình sẽ nói là sounds like the best of both the worlds. Theo về làm vocab quiz. I want to go exciting. I want to go someplace exciting. You need to work overseas. You need a work permit to work overseas. You took a cruise. That must, I don't know. Interestingly, we did not have to pay. She is smart and pretty, the best of both worlds. I earned a for winning the game. I earned for certificate. I earned a certificate. That must 12 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6. Some place work permit had been. That must have been fun. Cái này là certificate. Sao vẫn 36 nhỉ? Sai chỗ nào ta? Mỹ là nhìn đúng hết rồi. Script. Hey Todd, I know you are a traveler a lot. What countries have you lived in? I lived in 3 countries. I have traveled to many countries, but I have actually lived in 3. I lived in England for 1 year, I lived in Thailand for 4 years, and I had lived in Japan for 15 years. Well, so when you live in England, why did you live there? It was the first country I traveled to after college, and I had to work permit. I worked with us for 1 year, and I worked at a pub restaurant, which was great. It was in the countryside, and I really enjoyed it. And then I did that for 6 months. I lived near Cambridge, so I was near Cambridge University. And then after that, I moved to London. And again, I worked at a restaurant, and I lived in London and just worked. Wow, so it was after college. How old were you? I was 23 years old. And living in London, that must have been fun. It was fun and interestingly, when I went to England, I could not speak English, so I could not understand British people. It took me maybe 2 months before I could understand their English, so it was very difficult to understand British people when I first moved there. So you like it? I did like England. It was fun. It was my first country, but the weather was cold for me. I'm from California, and California is in the United States a very warm, so I didn't like the weather. But that's okay because all British people don't like the weather too. Oh really? Yeah, where everybody complains about the weather. So after England, did you move someplace warmer?